Hey guys, welcome back to Hedge, where we talk about all things crypto. This is Matt, your host, and today we're going to be diving into a very interesting subject regarding OpenAI and how I think that's going to be developing over the course of the next few years. If you like this kind of content, you should definitely like, comment, subscribe, stay up to date with this channel so that way you can get all the updates as it's happening. And one thing I do got to say is this is not financial advice, and everything here is strictly for news and research purposes only. So with that in mind, you should definitely enjoy the content of this video. In the recent weeks, we've seen this hype revolving around ChatGPT, OpenAI, and all these different concepts that are going to be coming out, right? The whole premise of ChatGPT and OpenAI is more or less that you're going to be going on to let's say the website and then interacting with an AI that's going to be surfing the internet and gathering information and giving you a result. It's actually extremely interesting because this is probably the first time where we have AI accessible on a public scale like that, and people are coming up with all interesting applications of how to use it and how to apply it. Some people have said, oh, we're going to do trading bots, oh, we're going to do this, oh, we're going to do that, we're going to come up with all these things. One thing I do got to mention is if you're going to use ChatGPT to program a trading AI, I wouldn't recommend it. Not financial advice, but the reason I wouldn't is because let's say you program it. You think you're the only one with that idea? No. Everyone's going to try to do that, and then if you have a bunch of bots trading against each other in the AI, it's not going to be, good for your money. You're more likely to take losses on that than win, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I could be wrong. I don't know how sophisticated the AI is, but if everyone asks for a basic trading algorithm, it's not going to be a good one. Especially if you're considering the fact that Wall Street has complex trading algorithms that are worth trillions of dollars, trading for them at all seconds of the day. You're going to be putting your AI, which is a public AI, against a private AI. So I wouldn't recommend it. Just my personal opinion. But that's not actually the subject that we're going to be talking about today. I just wanted to actually mention that now just because it popped in my head, and people have asked me about that, and that's my personal opinion of it. What I wanted to say especially about OpenAI as a concept is that there's already a lot of companies that are getting involved with OpenAI, and Google has already invested about 300 to 400 million into AI like that. Microsoft is getting ready to invest 10 billion into the space, I think specifically for ChatGPT. One of the things I gotta say is that a lot of people are getting ready to jump in on these projects, and I do think it's a good time to do so because it is relatively early. It hasn't blown up yet, and there's gonna be a lot of competitors that are coming into the space for AI, and people should be ready to invest in that. But one thing I do gotta mention is that this is gonna be very similar to the dot-com bubble, as well as probably a lot of crypto bubbles. What's gonna end up happening is there's gonna be a lot of projects that end up ghostware or vaporware, which is pretty much nothing. They just end up with these huge evaluations to fleece money from the people, and then they'll just go under. And then there'll be a few market leaders like ChatGPT because it is the first one out and maybe its first relative competitor. And then from there, it's going to be niche AIs for specific areas of the world. So let's say, for example, you have ChatGPT, which is just a general AI. And then from there in the future, an example of an AI that could be valuable would be something to, let's say, deal with supply chains, an AI specifically for supply chains. That would be very intelligent because from there, it's an AI. If you, let's say, plug that into a blockchain, and I'll get into that in a bit, that could very efficiently handle not only supply chains, but logistical applications, how to make logistics more efficient. So that's an example of an AI that could be developed, and it could be considered a valuable investment relative to other AI companies. More or less what I want to say, just to wrap up that thought, is that you guys should be looking to invest in AI, but don't just invest randomly. Don't invest in people that are all coming up with the same concepts. Look for people that are going after specific niches, invest in those niches, see who their partnerships are, who their investors are, who their parent companies are, and work around that, because that's what's actually going to get you what you need. Going on to the next step in this AI discussion, I wanted to mention blockchain. So obviously this is a crypto channel. Blockchain's pretty big. this is an inevitable connection that I wanted to make. And that has to do with the fact that AI will inevitably be plugged into blockchain, especially as blockchain develops to organize all of our world's data. And as the world's blockchains become more and more organized and connected to real world applications, we're very likely to see blockchain become the brain for AI. The reason being is that if right now ChatGPT has a lot of downtime, you go on it, it just fucking, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know why? Because what ends up happening is, let's say you have a bunch of users on it, right? That already creates network traffic, but let's just negate that now. Now you've used this AI and you are typing in whatever your questions or this or that is. Well, it's scouring the internet for all these possible answers and coming up with a smart solution, so to speak. And in that smart solution, do you think that it's easy for it to go through billions, if not trillions of Google pages to find its, answer? No, that's not simple. It's not organized. So there's an inevitability that as internet goes onto the blockchain, that AI will become more efficient due to that, because blockchain will organize the info and it'll be verifiable and, easy to access for the AI. That's why I wanted to say that, like, AI without blockchain would, kind of go nowhere quickly. Not because it wouldn't be efficient for specific applications, but in a general sense, it wouldn't be able to actually access the information needed to be really efficient. We've seen some very low-level AIs working and some very simple trading bots that work around parameters, and all this to say that because those ones are limited, they're not that intelligent. They're smart in the sense where they'll work around the parameters that you set for it, and it'll do that repeatedly, but it can't adjust in a smart way. Like, it won't just like automatically adjust. Wall Street's AIs could do that because they paid for them to do that, but the general AI that we have access to cannot do so. And that's where I think blockchain and AI are going to be big together. So if you will invest into AI in the future, and if I invest in AI in the future, this isn't financial advice, I just want to say it again, is that try to look for companies that are going to be connecting AI to blockchain. Because I feel like that's the connection that's actually going to make it grow and be useful to the real world. That's kind of where the economy is going to go. It's going to be a data economy based off of smart solutions from AI. Like, that's the natural progression of how I see this going. So what I believe personally is what we're going to see as the development of AI happens, that the market leaders in AI are probably going to be IBM, Apple, Meta, and Google, Microsoft, as these companies are all currently already involved in developing AI. So it's a natural course that they're going to be the leaders developing that. A lot of these companies are already semi-involved with blockchain, if not fully involved with blockchain. So there's a certain inevitability that they will be part of the development of it, as well as BlackRock and Vanguard, who have been some of the largest investors of AI. I believe something along the lines of for OpenAI, I think BlackRock and Vanguard have invested like 8% respectively for Vanguard and 4% for BlackRock in total, like AI investments over the course of the last little while. So those are pretty big investments. So we're gonna wrap up this video just to say that blockchain and AI are subsidiary investments. They're gonna be involved with each other for a long time. And that if you enjoyed the content of this video, you should definitely stay up to date with our channel and like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you want us to cover any specific topics in our videos to come, because we like to interact with our viewers. And I definitely want you guys to take care.